It's like a delay in my. All right, we are live.
All right.
All
So,
right. Well, what you was gonna say? I was gonna say good evening. What was you gonna say?
hey, good evening. It'll work. It'll work. Yeah, I'm, man, man, how you been? It's been a minute. It's been a whole week since we talked.
Yeah, I know. So like to everybody. So you say good evening, everybody. Who are we? I am SoSo.
Well, you know what? If you're so, then I guess that makes me Eric.
I do. I think so. I think there's only two of us here. So
It's only two of us. So we are
we are the
we
we are
we
the Eric and SoSo.
man live once again for your viewing pleasure. Man,
And
this is
again,
gonna
we
be.
apologize with time. We having some technical difficulties lately.
Oh man,
So
yeah.
yeah.
They
And
say
so
if it don't kill us, it's gonna make us stronger,
it's
right?
gonna make it stronger. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna get
We're
these
gonna get it
difficulties
together.
together.
That's it. That's the bottom line to it right there. We're gonna get it together. But one thing I do know is it's not gonna stop us.
No.
So whatever devils out there is trying to think that it's gonna discourage us, he better come with something harder than that. I eat stuff like this for breakfast, so I don't he got to be harder. I don't know about you, but this right here, this ain't gonna do it. I need some bigger to even make me want to even think about it. This right here, this is nothing. I'm ready for this.
Let's get ready. So let's be ready for our topic.
Man, first of all, okay, let me just say this. I'm ready. Do I feel like I'm being set up? Yeah,
What do you
I do.
mean?
Yeah, because
What do you mean?
you listen. You got you. It's something. There's something about. I know it's something about tonight, man. I've been nervous about. For when you called me and you told me the time, I just had this feeling like, oh yeah, she about to set me up, man. So I'm ready. If whatever you got, I'm ready for it.
What?
Okay, so just know I'm ready.
I'll be setting people up. Mm.
Oh, listen.
All right. So anyway, so the topic today is basically who's the first to get back into a relationship? Is it the man or is it the woman?
Mm-mm.
And
Is it
so,
the
who you
man
want me
or
to
the
answer
woman?
first? I'm gonna answer first.
Go ahead.
I'm I'm gonna answer first.
All right.
If the first to get into a relationship is to me is the man.
It's the man. Okay.
It's the man. Okay. My reason why
Okay.
I say it's the man is from previous breakups. And basically it's usually the man who probably already been dating the person
Mm.
who they were with when they were with you. And so when y'all broke up, they side chick their woman.
Wow.
Or two, the man, because there's more women in this world to choose from than they are for us for men, that it's easier for him to go out and start back dating, especially depending on if he was the corporate, the reason why the breakup happened. So now he's gonna go and he's gonna start dating before the woman, saying the woman is gonna take some time to get out of her feelings,
Okay.
and then she's gonna, she's gonna be really picky for a minute of who she's dating,
Right.
and then she's not gonna jump right into another relationship because she's gonna she still got some baggage with her. The guy, I believe, is gonna go ahead and he's gonna jump into a relationship and he's gonna be in a full relationship while the woman is there, she finds out and now she's hurt like damn, he in a relationship already and we just broke up.
So
So
that's what you got, huh?
that's what I got.
That's what you got. Okay, so here's the deal. So for all you guys out there that's listening, I'm just gonna help her out a little bit.
A little bit. You gonna help me out.
I'm gonna help her out. Now, first of all, let me just say this. First, I totally agree that men would be the first to to get into a relationship first. Okay, we good there. And
Mm-hmm.
now I think the reasoning may be a little off. Okay, we may be a little
Mm.
off on that
You
because
think so?
y- you know, because see, one, I believe that we process things different. I believe that
Mm-hmm.
our healing process is different. I think we all go through the stages. It's all about how long we stay in that stage. You know, you got to go through the pain, and then you got to go through, the self evaluation and all that type of stuff. And I think men have the capability of just processing that faster, and but let's just go straight to let's just cut through the chase. Okay. Um, we know that women always when it's come to marriages, and I'm assuming, maybe, I'm just going to deal with marriages. I know about 80% of women is actually filing for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we know that it could be a lot of reasons why they do that. So I'm not going to talk about the reasons, but I will say that there is a point where you're going to have to admit that you got one person is satisfied and the other person is not satisfied, or they both
Yes.
could not be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just assume that the one that is filing for divorce is saying, you know what, I'm not satisfied with the marriage. Well, that means that you got a husband there that's is actually saying, "Hey, I don't know what the problem is. She just was unhappy." Now, I know this to be true because I speak to men all the time, and they really kind of, you'll be surprised at the number of men that really don't know why their marriage didn't work.
Mm.
They really
Really?
don't. They really don't. They,
Well, let
they
me
you
take a
know,
sip and I'll tell them.
now, and what I mean is that they are, there it kind of goes to the love language. So I believe I kind of brought that up then, but they
Mm-hmm.
will they in their mind, we will sit there and say, well, I thought I did everything right. Okay. And so there is a point where, that man is saying, listen, you lost me, you let me go. Now I'm gonna process through this pain, and I'm gonna just move forward because there's nothing else for me to do. You know,
Mm.
so yeah, so we agree that men are going to go first.
So you don't think that sometimes it's the man had already established another relationship with another woman while in a relationship with his woman, and once they broke up, he just continued the relationship he had with that other woman. He didn't break up with both women. He just, the one woman left him, so he was like, "Oh well, she left. I got another one, so I'm gonna go ahead and just be with her."
I see. Now I don't believe. Well, first, the assumption is that the reason why it was a breakup was because of another woman.
Most
Um,
times.
Most times, okay. I mean, but I just don't know. I don't really know if that's really the truth. Okay.
Mm.
And I know that because when you start looking at, okay, like you could Google and say, well, um, the number one reasons for, filing for divorce, and infidelity is not on the top. Now it is in the high rank number, but it's not like number one. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's some other things that can happen in a relationship, and a
Yeah.
lot and a lot of times it's just, you're gonna get somebody where they just feel unfulfilled. They feel like, hey, I don't like what I have right now, and so I just want something different.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, okay, well, the man had a side chick, um, okay, so this is I want you to look at it this way. So you're saying that he had a side chick,
Mm-hmm.
He got a wife. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if we look at the numbers, he's not leaving the side chick. He's not leaving the wife to be with the side chick. So if
No,
he already
the wife
had,
left him.
he did what?
If the wife left him after having enough, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying?
So
You
the
keep
that
cheating on
that
me, enough is enough. Because yeah, the way the cheating isn't the number one because women do stay, but women only stay for so long
absolutely
until it continues going, and then they finally fed up and they leave. And when they
okay.
fed up and left, then he still got the women or the woman that he's been messing around with. And he's going to continue. He's not going to stop messing around with that woman because this woman left. Yeah, he's still going to try to get this woman back, but he's still going to be messing with this woman too, you know, and
See, I
because I believe people say like, oh, women can't be alone. I believe men more cannot be by themselves than women, believe it
I
or not.
once again we agreeing. I agree with that too. I agree with that. And but I don't believe that I don't believe that the average man is saying now. I mean, because there you got two different type of cheating. Let's just deal with that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you got the guy that's casually just cheating on just spontaneous, just whatever. He's just cheating.
Mm-hmm.
He's not forming a relationship with any of those people. Okay,
Right.
then you got the one who are saying, okay, well, you know, he actually have two different relationships. So he got a relationship with his wife, and then he got a full blown relationship, almost like a mistress type deal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's not that common. Okay, that for a man to say, okay, well, hey, I got my wife over here, and then I got a whole solid, you know I mean, man, I'm buying her a house, I'm buying her cars, I'm paying her bills.
Mm-hmm.
There is a segment, I'm just talking about the average Joe. He ain't cheating that way. He may
You
be
don't think so?
cheating. He may be cheating spontaneously, erratically. Met somebody at the club and they kicked it for the night type of stuff. But he's not leaving. He's not even trying to entertain that. And it comparing it to his wife. Do that? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now
But he's not going to compare it to his wife, help them to the woman to his wife.
he's not
He's
doing.
not. He's not. He's not going to do that. He's going to. No one is going to be his wife. No woman is ever going to compare to his wife. That's why he's keeping hold of his wife.
Okay,
But he's greedy,
there you
and
go.
he feel like I can't even give a full reason why he's just why he would. I don't know why he would if his no one compares to his wife. He's not letting his wife go. And that's why I never understand like why are you cheating on her if you don't want to lose her, if you know this woman can't replace her, if no one can, you don't want her to leave. Why are you cheating on her? Because you're greedy, you're selfish, and you ain't that horny if she's fulfilling you in bed. So you're just greedy and selfish. So
I
and so
mean, yeah,
that's why when they break up, the man goes back into start being in a relationship first because he don't want a man don't want to be alone. Men don't want to be alone more than women don't want to be alone. It's more single women than it is single men.
so when I was thinking about this topic, I said that we have to go into the psyche, of nature in order to
Mm-hmm.
really understand it. And you're heading in that direction because if you just deal with, okay, well, a man don't want to be alone,
Mm-hmm.
then I totally get it, and I totally agree with you. you know but then let's you know, I think it begs to answer this question though. What is happening to a woman to where when she goes through the breakup, I'm gonna use the word mourn, like she would mourn for months and in some types, maybe years
Mm-hmm.
before she's able to get back into a relationship. What's
Mm-hmm.
what's happening at that point?
We're basically scared.
Mm-hmm.
When we spend so much time with a man and we get, especially if we the ones that got hurt, if we were hurt in a relationship, if the man hurt us in a relationship, if he caused us to leave, especially somewhere where we were comfortable, now we're trying to figure out what we're not going to deal with anymore. We don't just not like date.
Mm-hmm.
We'll date, but we won't. Well, I know for me, to speak for me, like I would date
Okay.
and I would see, and then like I might find that person where I just want to date, what I'm saying, only that person. But then when that person starts to really like show me like signs of past, my what my ex showed me where it wasn't good, where it didn't make me feel good, then now I have to let him go. And now it's like, okay, what am I looking for? What am I doing? So now it's
Mhm.
like, okay, let me just focus on me, my kids. And if something happens, it happens. Yeah, we'll date. We won't be like just, not dating for years or whatever. But we will date. But as far as going into a relationship, some of us, now I know women who then got divorced and I see a post and they are engaged again,
Right.
and I'm like, dang, I didn't know you got divorced, but you already engaged. Or, and then one got divorced, then she married. And I'm like, how is that? Like some women have to be in a relationship. Some women cannot be just can't date. They have to be in a relationship. And so some women though, when they'll date and they'll date and they'll date until they feel like, okay, I done dated enough. Now I'm ready to try to, I want to date with a purpose now.
Right.
On a date to find this guy who I feel like I'm ready to, be with, and he's ready to be with me. And
Right.
sometimes we still end up picking the guy who eventually is a jerk all over again. So now we're back in that whole stage of, now we got to date all over. It's just weird. Like it's crazy, but a lot of the men out here, they don't know what they want. They say they do. They say why they date, but they really don't date with a purpose. Well, they don't date with the purpose that they say they date, but they don't date with a purpose of marriage or forming a relationship. They'll say they dating with a purpose, but then it's like you be dating for so long, and then they say, "Well, I'm not ready for a relationship." But what's your purpose of dating?
Right.
If you're not ready for a relationship. And then they get you all into them and they act like they're all into you. But when you start talking about relationships, I'm not ready for a relationship. So now you're playing with my feelings. And then a lot of men just don't know exactly what they want. They just tell the women what they think the woman want to hear.
You
And
know,
so,
there is a possibility that that man do want a relationship. He do want to remarry or marry, however the case may be. And he dated you, and he realized that through the process that you wasn't the one. And I'm not, I'm just talking in general.
right. But
And
why not tell her that instead of constantly leading her on? Release her, because don't tell her you're going to be the only one I date, and I'm dating with a purpose. I want to be with you. I'm just not ready for a relationship. How you want
what
to be with me, but you're
I
not
think
ready
he
for a
told you. I think if I'm understanding men like I think I am, he said it. And he said it, and you said it because
relationship.
you said it. You said it when you declared that you were dating with a purpose, and
Mhm.
he declared that I was not ready to marry. Then the answer was there. Because at that point, the woman could have said, okay, I see that we're not on the same page. Now it's time for me to move forward.
What if he said he was dating with the purpose too? I'm
But
dating
he
for a
changed
purpose
his
of a
mind.
relationship. He said, okay, so this guy I was dating, he
Hmm.
said, I'm dating with the purpose for a relationship, right?
Okay.
We both came in saying we're dating. I'm not dating just to be dating no more. I'm dating honestly to be in a relationship. I'm ready to be back in a relationship. I'm dating with the purpose to be in a relationship. Okay,
And he
yeah,
was
me too.
telling the truth.
And me too. All right. And so then it gets to being where it was like, what, I lost my train of thought. Main purpose of relationship. Um Shoot.
Y'all both was on the same page.
Yeah, we were on the same page. I literally lost my train of thought.
My bad.
No, it was me. Like I was in it, and then I like forgot what I was going to say. That was so crazy. Like I don't even know what I was going to say after that. But
Like,
we
hey,
both agreed that we were that we were dating for the same purpose, right?
right.
And then it was like, and he's like, well, I just want to move it slow. Okay, cool. And he's like, I'm feeling you. I really like you. Okay, cool. So as time move on, it's like, okay, I'm not. I still don't know. Um, I still don't know if I want to date you. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if I want to be with you. I still don't know if I want a relationship yet. I
Okay.
said, well, how long does it take for a man to know after spending time with a woman? Because I had this conversation before with men, and we actually had a poll up, and some men said, I know after a few weeks that I want to be with this woman. I know after a couple months I want to be with this woman. I said, do it take 5 or 6 years for you to want to be with a woman? For you to want to, how long do a woman has to date you and wait? How long do you expect me to wait on you before you say I'm ready for a relationship with you? I don't want to not date you. I don't want to not spend time with you. I am dating with a purpose. I'm just not ready to go that far yet.
Okay. So where's the lies?
I'm not saying there's a lie. It's just that I don't think some men know exactly what they want. I think some men talk up to women, talk up women, tell women what they think the woman wants to hear, but really 100% they don't really know exactly what they want.
See, that's where we differ at, because I believe that that man was telling the truth in both
Mm.
cases. I believe he was telling the truth when he said he was dating with a purpose, and I also believe he was telling the truth when he decided that, you know, I'll just say he did not want to marry, and I think
No,
it's
it wasn't
okay.
married. We weren't talking about marriage yet. I wasn't ready to marry yet. No, hold on. This is hey, Pastor, this is my loving more pastor. He said, "Good discussion."
All right, Pastor.
Yeah, no, I'm not ready to marry yet. Like I gotta get. I don't want to marry you. I'm not trying to husband you up, like they say, wife you up. I'm not trying to husband you up or whatever. But if we're dating for months, like almost 8 months, maybe. Say you're dating almost 8 months, and
Okay.
this guy is still dating you, and this guy is still saying he want to date he got a purpose for dating you. He don't want to
Okay.
not date you. He don't want to. He don't. He really like you. He's feeling you. He got feelings for you, but he's not ready for a relationship with you. How much longer should a woman sit there and be like, "Well, it's been almost a year. You're still not. You're still not ready. You still don't know." It,
So
me?
let
I
me
mean,
ask you this: so what do you make? Because I think this is where I'm losing you at.
I stopped talking to him.
So what are you saying is a relationship? Because I mean, I think there's a disconnect right there. Because if y'all been talking for months, but he's not
Mhm.
ready for a relationship.
He's not ready
So
for like commitment to me. So what we were saying was, okay, we're exclusively dating. We're only gonna date each other. You
okay,
know, we're not. We found each other. We've been dating. We found we like each other. We're compatible on some things. We'll exclusively only date each other. So we're
okay.
just dating. But it was this. If I did go date somebody, he said, if you go date somebody, like I can't get mad because we're only dating. We're not in a relationship. And like if he went to go date somebody, I really couldn't get mad. But I'm like, but how we're saying we're exclusively dating, but we can still go out and date other people. So how's that exclusive? So like that's why these terms, I don't understand the terms. We're exclusively dating, or is that like being in a relationship, or is that like having an open relationship? Like what is it?
So let me okay, let's get beyond the titles and all of that. Was he fulfilling you, in the relationship
Up at first,
at
but then
first?
things start to change
Because did it change because you
because his
wanted
life
the
got quote unquote too busy. And I was telling you about this like off air last week
mm-hmm,
about the whole trying to having to exclusively dating is a relationship. Who said that? Somebody from Facebook. I can't see the names. Let me go on our page and see if I can pull up the to see who's commenting.
okay,
Some people don't when they log when they supposed to like sign into like StreamYard, and then they supposed to like say their names, but then some people don't. I mean, they put son into like string yards to say their name.
It's Terrence. It's Terrence.
Oh, Terrence is back. Hey, Terrence,
Thanks,
I've been telling
Terrence.
you to join on. So, exclusively dating is a relationship. Oh, that's what it, right. So that's what I don't understand. So how, if we're exclusively dating, we can still not get mad if somebody dating the other person because exclusive meaning you're together, right?
Well, see, I think that's where the disconnect came in because there is a place where a man would say, until we actually go through the marriage ceremony, you know, um, you know, I mean, really and truly, everything's up in the air. And I think, and see, that may be a problem that we're having in relationships is that we have not have solidified the rules of engagement. We have not solidified the terms of relationships. Somebody told me, hey, if we have sex twice, we in a relationship. Well, who made that rule up?
Right.
Who did that? You know what I'm saying? Why they
I
why they why they
nobody.
didn't why they didn't tell, I didn't read it on Facebook. I know it wasn't done in act of Congress. So this is something that you have decided, but you put everybody on that standard. And I think it's a bit unfair because we all, I think some things just need to be, said up front because I think we do a lot of assuming in relationship, and we are assuming people understand the way we understand, and that's not gonna work. And I think that's why we end up with so much heartache. And that really kind of goes back to why I believe that women, their grieving process is so much longer because
Mhm.
of man. Keep I say we got to go back to the nature of things. The nature of man is to think more logical. The nature of woman to think more in her feelings about
You
things.
think
So
men think logical?
I think that
When men
I
are out there messing around, they're thinking logical.
well, I think that that's another part of human nature. When it comes to why he's messing around. That you know everybody don't agree with it, but at the same time, when you look at the man, now there is a such thing as when they break down the brain, they they have a category and say the left side is the logical side and then the right side is the emotional side.
Mm.
And they have also tracked that most men will use the left side of his brain and vice versa. So it's not, I mean, this is science. This is not my
And
assumption.
it probably was written by men.
Well, that's another topic, okay? but but now, but I will say, and even in all of his wrongdoing, there's to him is he did something that's logical. Now it may not have been the best decision, but it could have, but my point is this: when doing this whole process, there's a communication problem.
Hmm.
Okay. And I think, in all our discussions, we kind of going back to the importance of this of communication.
Hmm.
And I think that if we would have, laid down those rules and more importantly, the expectations of the relationship, then I think most people would be able to leave that relationship a whole lot healthier. Okay. And then, I want you to comment on this. Think about this. During that process, you say like a woman gets fed up. I want you to really tie into all of that frustration of all of that forgiveness. And well, last
Hmm.
week I kept listening to that video and over, and I'm like, man, this girl, she had flat out told the world that women ain't finna forgive. And so I can't say you forgiving them because you told me women don't forgive. but
Mm-mm.
you are going through a bunch of frustration
Yes.
of constantly resetting this relationship. Well, through that process, man, when it's over with, man, you are beat down. You just, I mean, your energy just gone. You probably walking away not feeling sure about yourself because you wonder why he don't love me. Why would he even think about somebody else? You all of this going on, but a lot of it is because, man, you was trying to force
So
something
it's the
on
woman.
somebody.
You're blaming the woman for the man's infidelity.
Not his infidelity, but
Ew.
but your process of how you handled it, because you could have accepted him.
Oh,
See, you know what,
oh,
yeah, I told you I knew from the beginning you was finna
oh,
set me up.
oh,
How
oh,
long you been waiting to say that?
oh.
How
I
long?
didn't expect that from you. Oh oh
Listen,
my gosh.
hey y'all, listen, do not let her change the narrative, because
You
I listen, y'all know that I did not say that.
blaming the woman
I
because the
repeat, I
man
am not
cheated.
blaming
Oh
the
my,
woman for the infidelity.
you said probably because we expected, we what you say, we forced,
You're trying, women, listen.
we
I'm
just gonna go
setting it
real
up
quick.
like you said. You said that. Listen, man, this guy keeps going out, and I keep halfway forgiving him. I don't even know how to put it, but you
We
let
just
him
get
come
past
back.
it. We just move past, we
You
move
move
forward.
past it. Okay.
You-
That
at the moment.
process itself is wearing you down. My thought is, and we talked about it last week, that if you cheated on a man, you got one shot at it. And if you do it, he's done. I'm telling you that we process things different
Oh yeah,
because
I know, because men egos are way bigger than women egos. A man cannot
oh, you're
stand
gonna
for a
blame the
woman to
man.
treat him. A man, yes, I am. Yes, I am. But in the words of Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor, yes, I am. Look,
Oh
look,
Lord, how
a man
dare you?
cannot stand for a woman to treat him the way he treats her. That's why this whole thing of masculine and feminine always coming about when we listen to all these different conversations, how men don't want a masculine woman and all this stuff, and alpha and beta, and and all this stuff. Because if a woman put on a man's shoes and treat the man how to show him how you treat me, just like, say, if you're dating somebody, you're in a relationship with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and this person is uh treating you, cheating on you or ignoring you and all this stuff. So you
Mm-hmm.
start to ignore this guy. You start to ignore him. The woman starts to ignore the guy. Okay, because the guy used to the woman constantly calling him and texting him and being all over him. And
Okay.
so the woman decided, you know what? I'm not going to talk to him right now. I'm going
Oh,
to ignore him. I want him to think that I'm doing something because whatever he's doing.
right.
Sure enough, this man is going to be calling this woman, blowing her up, texting her like, "Oh, you must be with another guy, or I guess you on a date. Oh, you can't talk to me." Because now he's afraid that she's out there doing whatever it was he's doing, and he can't take it. He can't take being ignored by her, but he can ignore her. But to feel that heat, a man cannot take what he gives a woman, and
So
that's
so
why y'all leave so fast.
so listen.
That is
I
very
feel
true.
I feel you, Terrence. I got it. I
That's
got it.
very true.
I
Very
got it.
true. Because I've been there. I'm speaking from experience.
So my thing is, if a man chooses to not give you a chance, don't you do understand you have that same capability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you make a conscious decision to sweep things under the rug, or get past it, or however you process it, then that is your God-given right to behave that way. And if a man says in his logical thinking that this is something that I don't want to go through ever again, and I decide that I'm going to walk away the first time you do it, then that's
Mm-hmm.
his God-given ability. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right or wrong? Am I
You're
good
very
so
right.
far?
You're
Okay.
you're very right.
All right. So who's to blame? Why even point a finger at anybody?
Okay, so men, when they cheat, their goal is not to leave the woman at home. The
Absolutely.
man, when he's cheating on a woman, even if he start a whole relationship and family with another woman,
Mm-hmm.
he's not planning on the woman at home, the first woman, to leave him or for him to leave her.
Okay.
So it's like, so yeah, so then when a woman finds out, some women point blank period, I'm done, I'm leaving. Some women hurts, they leave for a minute, then they come back. Some women
Okay.
don't leave at all.
Okay.
But at the same, it's the man is to blame. It's not with the man. If he say enough is enough, I want to be done or whatever, and he walks off, yeah, he have every right and he did right. But most men don't, when they're, if it's infidelity involved, do not just tell the woman, hey, I'm done, I want to move on, I found somebody else. No, they don't do that. Just why you think the lady that just, I was reading something on Instagram. This guy went on a dating site, met this lady. You know what I'm saying? The lady found out he was married, threatened to
Okay.
tell his wife, and he murdered her, kidnapped her and murdered
Wow.
her. Because he didn't want to ruin that household.
Wow. Well, he
They
did
these
it
men
anyway.
don't know. Yeah, now he's in prison. I'm sure the lady gonna do. I hope she divorce him.
You
Women
know.
don't do that, Terrence. Terrence, I'm gonna send
Yeah.
you a link so you can join because you be saying a lot.
The Terrence ready. He ready. You know,
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying. I when we look at there's just a difference in dynamics, and
Mhm.
so I can agree that, or we agree on the fact that that man initiated it. Okay.
Mhm.
Now when we're talking about who gets back in the relationship first, then so if you're saying, well, that man cheated, so obviously, man, he has nothing. I mean, he's good. He got, listen, I cheated because of a deficiency that I got from you, so you left me, so no big deal, so I'm with the person I was cheating on you with. Okay,
Okay, so
great,
then
gotcha.
there's no not cheating, and it's a breakup because of just difficulties. Like I just
See that?
don't. We're just not compatible. So what the breakup is, we're just not compatible. We're gonna go our separate ways. Like I'm not happy, you're not happy. That's just ended.
That's where I was heading, because see,
Okay.
we want to easily say that it's because of some infidelity, but it's
Okay.
really not. That is, it's not really, it's not just that cut and dry, because it
Yeah,
could be, hey, I decided that we're just not compatible. I really believe that we have to be okay and learn as a race of people to accept when somebody say that we're not compatible.
that's true.
you
Now
know
I'm gonna
I-
bring Terrence in,
what's up, T?
How y'all doing? I don't know if y'all can. Do y'all hear my
aka
background?
Festa.
Is my
Um,
background out?
Is it blurred out?
Is my
no,
back?
it's not blurred out.
It's
You
not.
got TVs and stuff. You at the sports bar,
No,
casino.
I'm at the casino. But look,
Yeah,
Ah,
no.
there you go.
what I'm trying to tell you is, women usually don't just say they done. They found a new guy. They play the field, and then
Mm,
whichever one they play more, it's more like a game for them. So they gonna play and see which one win. Like you said, men usually be still with his woman. He just playing a little bit outside. The woman be like trying to play the field for real. Like maybe if he can beat out my guy with this, or my guy can beat him out with this. Whoever wins with the lady.
that's exactly right, man. and
That
and
ain't right at all. Women ain't out there trying to compare the man to the man or whatever. It's
uh,
first of all, if a woman, so you're saying a woman is the first to get it back in the relationship at the breakup?
I think I think a woman usually. I mean, if neither one of them have a side piece already, I believe the woman usually. It really depends on who broke up with who.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Because if the man broke up
I
with
don't
the
think that
lady,
at all. Because you can break up with your ex, and then your ex can go right and be in a relationship. You know, like honestly believe that more psychologically, men honestly cannot be alone for a long time, longer than women. Women can be alone longer, be single longer than men. We don't want to, but we can.
that's unbelievable. Because you know what I'm finna tell you. Listen. Women usually act like they need men. Men don't act like they need women. Men, that's why men play dibble and dab with the women. They be having so many of them because it's not that they need one. Women usually contact one man and stay with him because she feel like companionship with a man. Men don't feel like companionship. They having fun.
Yeah, and I think
And if it's 10 or 1, they gonna take the 10 because they ready to dibble and dab. Women don't usually like 10 in and out of them.
right. And I think what we have to do, Terrence, is we got to look at it as if, see, first of all, men aren't looking at those as relationships.
Right.
I mean, so he may have 10 that he's rotating, but I promise you, that's just they just part of the rotation. They understand it. The man understand it. So that's the deal with it. So you may think that he's in a relationship, that he moved on to somebody else, but really he hasn't. He just those women.
Most times they have, and like Vicky said, I agree with her. The ratio of men to women must be considered, and it's true because there are way more men available. Women, I'm sorry, there are way more available women than there are available men, and there's not that many great quality of men as there is a lot of great quality of women. And
I'm not gonna let you run away with that one because
thank you, man. Because I can't say it.
It's the same equality of the bad quality and the good quality on both sides. You can't say
but there's more good quality women. Then they come on now. You have
get
men
it,
on the down.
T.
Let's talk about you got the men on the down low. You got the cheating men.
What's the difference?
Women, yeah, but it's a whole different how y'all feel about women dating women, and it ain't causing y'all a lot of concern as it is when a man is on the down low.
Men with no jobs living with their mom is the same amount of women with no job living with their mama.
That's not true. But then too, you have the sex addict men the man who just can't stay faithful. Most women seems to be a little more faithful. Then you have the abusive man. Wow. Then you have the man with 5 felonies and 3 misdemeanors.
What them felonies gonna do though?
He can't get a good job.
That's why he can take one. Now what's wrong with that?
Then you
hey man, I'm getting sad, man. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
The thing is, women usually got they act like that. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a lady right here. She looking at me crazy.
Bring her on, she can agree with me.
No, women have their standards so high, but believe it or not, those standards are not their standards. That's why you said, "Oh, I need a man with a job, no felonies." Then you look up every man you deal with got a felony, 2, 3 felonies. He ain't got no job. He got 10 kids.
Because it's too many of not good quality men out there. So you got to dig through the bushes, and you got to go through the trenches to get to that one you want.
Those are the men you are attracting.
Who? Is that you saying you as in general, right? Because I don't date men with felonies.
Yeah, he meant in general.
Okay.
And that some women attract, just like the women, we can't complain about the women we run into because that's the women we're attracting, obviously. With whatever our life got going or whatever how we live it, and that's the women that come with that lifestyle. If you change over to the new leaf, I guarantee you're gonna run into a different crowd of guys.
But it's all about too where you are. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you attract the guys in the areas you are. I mean, it's not like I go up to a guy and I'll be like, yeah, so you got felonies. You know what I'm saying? Like, or automatically the guy in front of me is like.
I got one question for you. If that is the straight cutoff for you, why wouldn't you approach with that question? That's not offensive because that's your standard. If your standard is no felonies, then of course somewhere through that line, hey, you got it. You ever been messing with the police or anything? Because that's your standard. So you should straight come off the back.
But most times they when we having conversation, it comes up. You know what I'm saying? Most times when I'm talking, but not especially with me in the dating scene now, like talking to guys or meeting guys, like most times and just having conversation, you'll find out a lot about a person without even having to ask questions. And I'm noticing that now, like a lot of times it is like, yeah, shoot, yeah, I done did 8 years or 6 years. Okay, well that's great and all, but you wonder why I haven't went on a date with you, like. Okay, well, I don't want to. What can you do? Like, you can't really get a decent job with your 8-year felony. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not.
So what is it
Yeah.
about the job that's so important?
What you mean? Do you know how much it costs to live?
But
I
Eric,
done took
this
care of
one,
my. I
Mm.
done took care
Eric,
of
I'm
my
gonna ask
share
you
of
one
men
question.
already, Eric. I'm
Uh-huh.
not trying. I want to be a
I got a
partner,
question for Eric.
not a
Eric,
supporter.
how is this entrepreneur Sophia so into a job?
Boy, see, you felt where I was going, but I just let her answer that question. But you caught what I said.
It was a trick
Well,
question. It was a trick
everybody
question.
don't have an entrepreneur mind. Everybody don't want to be an entrepreneur. Everybody don't know how to be an entrepreneur, and so that's why. Unless he went, it wasn't why he was doing. But still, I mean, 8 years. You might want to wonder what's been happening to him in prison too. You know, so I mean, not to judge, but I mean, this is some unless he was in federal, maybe, but like state prison,
He's getting it in. But the point that I'm making that if the fact that he do have the felony, and if he's solid guy, he's gonna go out and he's going to still make it. And the felony
Mhm.
is not gonna stop him from supporting his family.
I guess
So
you say if you meeting him and he don't already have that mentality, he's in his 40s and he's had this 8 years of this prison time, and he's not you don't see him even when you're talking to him, it's nothing coming up saying, well, I'm working on doing this for myself. I'm working on building this for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like all he's talking about is basically how he want to or the minor things. Like he don't I shouldn't have to build your mind up for you, especially in your 40s.
mhm.
You should already know what you're trying. You should already be working on trying to build yourself up and build your, what I'm saying, build yourself up. I shouldn't have to go and build an idea in your mind for you. It's
And and I totally get it. I have talked to brothers who have been in that situation, and more times than not, that brother is going to end up making that money. And we just came to the conclusion that it was just her loss, because I have seen a lot of women who put men down and say, listen, you don't meet my criteria, you don't have enough, and we have to walk away with our head down and say, you know what, but in the back of our mind we're saying, just wait, just wait.
And you,
but
and I'm
what
gonna
if it
tell
ain't
you,
her
Eric.
loss? What if
I'm,
like just not even his money was something that she lost, walked away from? What if
I'm,
he could just not been a good person?
what I'm gonna
Um,
tell you is, listen, Eric. I promise you, I'm gonna vibe with you on that one because you said the realest thing you could have said. The
mm,
thing is, it's not our loss because sometimes in the end of it all, like you said, she gonna be like, you don't meet my criteria. She gonna still let you know her criteria, and guess what's funny? You gonna get to that criteria and
yeah,
better.
and better.
For a
But
man,
no,
some
see,
women,
that's the thing where y'all contradict yourselves. Y'all say have standards. You know what you want. But then when
Right.
the person you
we're
meet
not telling you what to
don't
do.
have,
We're
when the
telling you.
person if I just meet you and you don't meet my criteria, why do I have to wait for you to meet my criteria?
You
You know what
don't
I'm
have
saying? How do
Yeah,
I
you
know
don't
you're
have
going to get
to.
there?
you don't have
So
to. But what I'm
I mean,
telling you
I'm just
is what
saying. So
you're doing
how
is
is it
you're
my
building.
loss? How is it my
You are
loss if he didn't
building
meet
him.
my criteria when I first met him?
No, it's not. No, it's okay. You did nothing wrong. You
You
did
didn't.
You
nothing
just said it
wrong.
was my loss
You building a
or
man.
her loss.
Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna give you this. How come a woman can come to a relationship with nothing and a man can't? Period. We
Mm.
gonna
Because
leave that right there. We gonna
you
leave that right there. No, we gonna leave that right there.
let me answer that.
We don't have to answer. We don't
Let
have
me
to answer.
What's
answer
up,
that
Elvis?
Let me tell you
because
something.
let
The
me ask how men always talk about how women are so masculine nowadays. These modern women are so masculine. They're not feminine. These modern women got PhDs and making all this money and saying they don't need a man. They don't need a man. And so now when a woman come into a y'all want to be providers. Y'all want women to let y'all lead and be providers. But then it's that question. Well, how can y'all come in with nothing, but we got to come in with something? Because when we come in with something, it's too much and some men can't handle it. And now we're considered masculine men,
You
masculine
not
women.
masculine because you got something, baby. That's just for the. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, honestly, is you. I ain't gonna say strictly you, but women gotta
Well, yeah,
understand.
don't say
Maybe you're not dealing with the right guy when you sit around and he telling you about you being masculine, baby, because you make money. Guess what? We make money when you make money. We make money when I make money. So we obviously make money when you make money. That means we making money. You're not masculine. You're not beating me out. Money don't beat me. I'm a man.
A real man is never intimidated by your money. Never
Definitely.
That's
intimidated.
the whole thing. Good evening, Elvis.
That's my brother from Louisiana.
What up, bro, from Louisiana? He says, if you don't want, what is it? If you don't want me at my worst, you don't want me at my best. But the whole thing
That's real
is with
talk.
the whole thing with Elvis, that's true. But I see if we were see, people say have standards, right? You
Right.
meeting this, you keep dating the same type of guy. You have to, you know what type of guy you want, so have standards. So if I say, okay, I want a man who has a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you gotta make millions, you know what I'm saying, who has a job. If I want a man who, just whatever, I guess my standards or whatever.
Right.
So but and when I'm dating and you come to me and you say, well, I don't have a job yet, I'm looking for a job, I'm trying to find a job. And so am I supposed to say, well, you're at your worst, so I don't want you, I'm going to I'm going to date you although you don't meet my standards, because I want to date somebody who's already working. And so now I gotta wait for you to meet my standards. Or if I'm dating you and you have a job when I first meet you, but then you lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got you at my worst, your worst, but you already met that standard for me. So yeah, if you lose your job, I got you. I'm not gonna leave you because you lost your job, because I know like you want to work, you're capable of working, and I know whatever. So why is it wrong for when y'all say have standards, but then if we have standards and the guy we meet don't meet our standards, it's our loss if we don't date them? We
No,
supposed to wait for them to meet our standards?
I don't believe that. But the one thing I'm telling you about, for me personally, this is how I feel. I feel like people date for the wrong reasons. So since you dating for the wrong reason, your standards are already wrong.
Mm.
You dating for somebody who has a job. How come it's people with
I'm
no
not dating for
more than
someone to have a job, but the man I date, I would like for him to have a job. I'm dating to meet
man that
somebody to be in a relationship
so you
with.
mean to tell me
But
that
one of my criteria is for him to be working. I'm working. Shit, it's
okay,
hard out here.
that's cool. But what about the rich men that don't work? What about the rich man who sit?
I'm talking, when I say working, I'm talking about either you got a business or you're working in
I
somebody
mean,
else's company. You know what I'm saying?
but
So
that's not.
your criteria is not really, just really thought out, because it can go deeper. I believe that's what Terrence is heading. So if you got that criteria, you can't just say, well, hey, I'm not, if he don't have a job, then he's X'd out,
Okay,
because
so
there.
when I'm saying job, y'all taking it too literal. Y'all thinking I'm saying go work, go punch a clock. Basically, I'm saying when I'm going to my spot, I say I'm going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's mine. So when I
Okay.
say job, I'm not saying go go punch a clock per se. I'm
Okay.
saying I want somebody who basically has something, let's say has something going on for themselves. Should I say that? Like I
Ah,
want to date
well,
somebody. I had my share of men who I taken care of. All right. I don't want to
now
take
the
care
truth is
of
coming out.
right. And
Now,
I said that earlier. And so
okay.
I don't want to, I'm dating with the purpose of hoping to be into a relationship with somebody whose standards I meet, and who meets my standards, who I'm compatible with. So yeah, I don't want to take care of another man,
Okay.
period. And so yes, I would like for you to have something already going on for you. And if in the process of us dating or us together, then and you lose it, then you know what I'm saying, I know you're gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? I know as much as I hustle, I need you. I need you to I need you to hustle.
And see,
You ain't gotta meet my hustle, or maybe I need to meet your hustle or whatever. But I know you're gonna hustle.
and you hitting on some great points, but this is why men is we're very
Where's more
cautious.
women at? I need
Yeah.
some women in the
Oh,
comments.
you by yourself. But hey,
On your
hey,
own.
we got you though. We got you. Hey, you good. You good. You in good
Go ahead,
hands.
Eric.
But see, when we go through that process, and I'm only thinking about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be methodical in this process. Okay, we're vetting you, and we're double vetting you. We got our friends vetting you. We're doing all of that, because when we know that when we say it, we're gonna do it, no matter how bad we fail in it. That's why we don't leave marriages. Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
there is I mean, listen, women will they will compare. They will say, you know what? I'll just put it like this. Women will trade you in. Okay. They will say, hey man, this guy over here can give me more. Okay. And men, listen, that I don't know about you, but I do know that there is a place where men was hey man, she traded me in for something better. Okay. And that something better oftentimes could just be another job. If I have seen women who was just at stay-at-home mothers, and as soon as she started making money, she traded her husband in just because now she can do it by herself. This is not uncommon.
That's not a lot of women. So Elvis said there is nothing wrong with standards, but we just met. You don't know my potential for your standards. My thing is this: when we just met and we having conversation, and we're talking already. We just met. I will hope that you are on either working on building a business or already had your business or already working. When the first conversation is that, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you have standards, and so if your standards is okay, I want a woman who's already established, and now we meet, and I'm not already established, I don't meet your standards. So you got to wait for me to meet your standards. Are you going to wait for me to meet your standards, or are you going to go continue to date to find that woman to meet your standards?
Men think differently. I don't believe men.
So men don't have standards?
No, men would never use that as a qualifier.
Unless a man.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm saying unless you're dealing with a man who's looking for you to take care of him, he don't care if you establish or not.
Well, I know. I'm just using it as an excuse. I know, like, men don't really care if women are all established, but I'm just saying, if it was something that you said, this is what I want from a woman. I want my woman. I want. When I meet a woman, she got to have this or whatever. And you meet me, and I don't have that. Are you going to wait until I get that? Or are you going to go and continue to date until you meet that woman? Especially if you're dating for a purpose. If you're dating for a purpose to be in a relationship to eventually get married, are you going to waste your time with me, someone who didn't meet your standards, to wait until and see if I meet that standard? Or are you going to continue to date?
So you know what men are looking at? We want to know
women's bodies.
Beside the body, besides the sex, the one of our main criteria is what type of peace are you bringing in my life?
How would you know that on the first date?
No, you're not gonna know it on. But that's why methodically we're gonna date you, and that's why at some point you're saying, well, you lied to me, and that's why I'm saying that he didn't lie. What he did was realize that you was not giving him what he really needed. You may have had the money, you may have had the sex, you may have had the body, but you gave him hell at some point. And he said, man, I want her, man. I want it to work, but you don't bring me the peace. If I gave you a house, you're not making it a home. If I gave you eggs, you're not making a meal. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, he's sitting there and he's testing you. And he said, let me give her this and let me see what she do with it. And, and then he'll come back and he'll find, okay, well, it's still right here. It's still right here on the counter. She did nothing with it. And he's saying, man, I don't.
Sorry, I'm gonna holler back at y'all. I'm going to my table ready.
Okay. Hey, make that money, man. Make that money.
Be that. I better see you tomorrow. Yeah, rehearsal tomorrow.
So I mean, the comments. I'll let you go through the comments because I know you like to do that. It'll give you a break because, man,
Yeah. So she said, not all women do what you said do. This is Latoya Maria Christopher. She said, when you were talking about how women,
I think she was talking about you though. She was talking about you.
She was talking about you when you said that women leave when women replace the men. But she said she have never done that. When women replace the men they can be housewives and they make the money and then they go and they replace the man.
And listen, I know it ain't nothing 100%, but I'm telling you from experience.
That does not define all women.
Right. I know it don't. It doesn't.
I don't do that.
Yeah, we don't. And just as a disclaimer, guys, we may
We're
talk.
talking in
Yeah,
general.
we're gonna be talking in general. It's just hard sometimes when we roll into just say, hey, not all men or not all
Right.
women.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we know, like, because I know I'm not all women, and I don't, because I don't do that. Do y'all remember the 80
Yeah.
20 rule? Yes, we remember
Yes.
the
Yes.
80
Yes.
20
Yes.
rule. And the men forget the 80 20 rule because they'll ruin that 80 and to give it that 20. And then when that 80 leave, they stuck with that 20 and then they regretful. But I mean,
Right now,
women do it too,
hold
but
on. Let's stay right there for a second.
no, that's
Okay,
they,
because a man is let's say that man is jeopardizing for the 80-20, but that
mhm.
man is not leaving his wife for the 20.
But the
But
wife left the man, Eric,
she left the man because of the 20.
because
See,
she got tired of the 20.
no, well, it's possible, but I want you to think about this. That man could be, if you went down a checklist, he can be doing 80% of the things right. Now, 20% of it could be the fact that he's running the streets. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
80% of it, he could be doing everything right. And see, that's another one of the reasons why it's harder for women to rebound, is because, man, she keep running into 80% of the man. 80, he's 80% good. And in her mind, she's saying, but it's that 20% that's bothering the crap out of me, and I'm not happy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so she go through a series of not being happy, man, and she just beat down. Okay. But what I'm saying is, a man, he gonna screw it up. He's gonna chase 20%, but he really ain't chasing 20%. I mean, he'll do whatever you want to call it, but he has no plans on leaving that 80% woman. But that woman will leave because of the 20% that she's not getting.
It's same thing. See, it's the woman gonna stay with the 80% man, although she's not getting that 20% for years before she leave. That let that be the same thing where that woman went after that 20% man, and she's giving her man at home 80%. That man ain't gonna keep that 80%. That man gonna look at that 80% and say that's 0%. Because as soon as he found out that that woman cheated on him with that 20%, that whole her having 80% of good is gone. She is the most worst, horrible, hoish, worst person in the world to this man. Like
So
nasty, slutty, everything. He's gonna leave her.
so
That
who's
whole
right? Who,
nobody's right. I mean,
no,
honestly, I just feel like it's all about what you settle for, how much you can take, what you choose to settle for. Are you choosing to settle in this marriage after infidelity? How do you go about it? Can you go about it without ever bringing it up again, without ever crossing your mind again, without it ever bringing in any bad feelings? And if you can't do that, if you choose to stay with the person that cheated on you, and as time is going, your mind is keep reflecting back to that memory, to
mm-hmm,
that, you know what I'm saying, like it's going to ruin your relationship. The trust is already broken. The trust is very hard to get back.
right.
It's going to be very hard for you to come back to. You're
So
not going to be able to come back to it, so you might as well just end it at that moment, because it's going to, either you're going to live with that anger that's built in you for the rest of your life, your rest of your marriage, or you can release that anger by letting him letting him go or her go. Because
right,
if you stay, it's never gonna leave.
right. So what you're saying is the man handles that situation more accurate.
No, I'm not. He handled it basically the same, but a little quicker. He's just a little faster with leaving than women are. Women are, if you're trying to say women, this is why we boggle so long into out of after a relationship, is because we left the 80%. We don't leave the 80% right away. But men, they'll leave that 80% right away and they'll jump into another relationship and
And
might
see
get
that's what I'm
30%.
saying, is that we men very seldom will leave, period. Even if his woman was 50%, he
Unless
don't
she
leave.
cheated.
Well, you said unless he cheated?
Unless the lady cheated on him.
Oh, unless she's cheated. Yeah,
Unless she's
yeah,
cheated.
yeah. She can be like 99%.
Exactly. He'll
Yeah.
leave that 99%. But if he found out if he got an inkling in his head that she cheated on
No,
him,
no,
she's
no,
1%.
no. Not
They
an
ain't
inkling
gonna,
now. We ain't leaving
no,
because of no
if it,
inkling.
when you start believing your own thoughts, those thoughts become a reality to you. And then
Yeah, but I
you
keep
know
telling
it's cheating.
we're logical, so we're not gonna go off of those emotions.
Some men
It,
do.
it it's
Some
good.
men, if you let you stay out, let you be out, and your
Now he
man call you, and you let your woman be out, and you call your woman, and it's like she out with her girls. It's probably 11:30. You
mm-hmm.
call her, she
Oh,
don't
that's
answer.
way too late to be out, but
It's too late to be out with your girls at 11:30. She's supposed to come in the
11
house. She left at
11:30. What the
she left
hell are
at
you
8 o'clock.
doing at
She
11:30?
left at 8 o'clock.
Hey,
She got to be in the
you
house
at
before 8:30.
11:30, you come home. I'm gone anyway.
She left the house at 8 o'clock. You mean to tell me she got to be in the house
8
before
o'clock, and
11:30?
you ain't home at 11:30. What the hell? What are you
What?
doing that late
Work.
by yourself?
No, with her friends.
Yeah,
She
but
hanging out with her friends,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
11:30. You
yeah,
call her, and she don't answer your phone call. And then she out with her friends,
hey, if
hanging
you
out
out
with
at
her
11:30, you
friends.
ain't getting no phone call. You ain't getting it because you
You getting a
already
phone call.
told.
Where you at? What time you coming home?
No, you
But
already told me what you want to be doing. Just stay on out there.
wow. So you knew she was going out with her friends. It's 8 o'clock. She done
I
left
don't
the house
believe
at eight
you.
o'clock.
I
Her
don't
friends
believe.
came to pick her up. All right.
Listen, I don't believe nothing you saying at
So
this
you're not
point.
thinking logical. You're not thinking logical. You're not
Now
using your
listen, I'm
left
having
side. You're
fun with you,
using your
but
right side.
hey, man, that's funny, man. Listen, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, so don't listen. I'm joking, Vicky. Listen, that's my sister. I'm joking. I ain't like that.
Latoya
Latoya,
said
like,
men
wait a
are
minute now.
emotional as well. They are, but
Yeah,
they
now,
hide it, Latoya.
yeah. Now we listen. Men are very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do hide it.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We there is places where we show it. The chances of a woman really seeing it is very rare. Okay.
Probably in a death. If you're suffering from, if you're going through a death of a parent or something like that, you might show emotion.
Well,
But
yeah. Listen.
that's about it.
Even listen. A man will break down on the death of the relationship. Okay,
Not in front of a woman.
but they won't do it in front of the woman.
Exactly.
Now we may go out to the shooting range and we may bust a few rounds, or and through that part we may cry on each other's shoulder. And listen, I've been in situations where, man, hey, I need you, man. All right, I'm right, I'm heading over there. And we, listen, every man got at least one partner
Mm-hmm.
that he's going to show all his emotions to. But that's the safe place. That's that place where there's no judgment. And listen, we got to deal with the fact that men do get judged by showing those emotions. So we have perfected, concealing it. So
And that's the problem. That's when it comes into you don't trust your woman with your feelings. So why are you with me if you don't trust me with your feelings? Why? What is my purpose for you when I can't have you at your most vulnerable state? Why I can only have you when you're happy or you're angry, but I can't have you when you're sad and when you're when you in your feelings. What
okay.
is my purpose for you if I can have you when you most need somebody?
Oh, hold on. I see Latoya. I'm gonna answer your question. But Latoya, I gave you the emotional thing. Now you gone too far. Now said
The men
men are
are delicate.
you gone too far. Okay. I was with you. I was with you. Now come on now. Now we delicate. Now,
Yes.
but I get what you're saying. We are delicate.
You are. You just don't show it. Yeah,
Um,
average man can't take a woman cheating. That is so true.
I mean, we can't, but see, here's the thing. What was that question you had?
No, I said, why are you with me if I can't have you at your most
There you
vulnerable?
go.
When you're most vulnerable.
Why is that such a necessity to you?
Because I don't know how you're feeling at the time. And so if a man is hiding his emotion from a woman, now he's going to be standoffish. And we're not going to know. We had this conversation last week. We don't know what's going on with you because you are not You are not sharing it with us. So now we're getting a different opinion because, like you said, we think with our right mind, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
emotional thought is coming because we don't know why you're so standoffish because you're not sharing your vulnerable time period. If I can get you when you're happy and I can get you when you're mad,
Mm.
if you get me at all phases, happy, mad, sad, crazy, whatever, you getting
Okay.
every emotion from
Well,
me.
what if we made it a deal to where you can take back some of those emotions that you want to give us? What
We
if we
can't.
just did it
That's
that
not
way?
something we do. We're not
I mean,
making deals on feelings. We
wait,
can't do
if I
that.
gave you
Do not
two,
trust me.
what could you just give me two? How about that?
No. But see, here's the thing. Most times when you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship, you become each other's best friend. You're supposed to.
Right.
I share everything with my best friend. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You are my best friend. I'm comfortable with you. I trust you with every part of me.
Right.
So how come that one part of you don't trust me with?
Hmm.
That means that you're bringing in baggage, you're bringing in past, you're bringing in childhood trauma, and you're bringing that into a relationship and you're taking it out on me. You don't trust
Come on,
me
SoSo.
because how somebody else has treated you.
No,
So
no, no, no,
why?
no, 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 no. Here's the deal. See, you got to go back a little further. There, you're thinking that we got this way because of a bad relationship.
No, I said
If
childhood trauma. Well,
well,
you not wasn't able to expose your
well, see,
emotion.
well, then we got to talk to Mama and Daddy about that
Mm-hmm.
because one of them or both of them taught us that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now if we start looking at the rate of single women, single mother homes, then I would say that
Yes, you can share it, Latoya.
a lot of this a lot of this is because of the way that the mother have raised that son to be. So some of that responsibility have to go out on the mother because you raised these boys and now you have to go now and you put them out into this to the world this way. So if it's a trauma that came from the mother. Okay. Now,
Maybe it's a trauma that came from the father because he wasn't in the household, and the mother did her best to raise these kids on her own, and the mother showed
if
emotion to the child. And most men boys are mothers son boys, what they call mama boys.
mama
You know
boy,
what I'm saying?
in
So
in
they're
a good way, in a
emotional.
good way.
They're attached to their moms. They have feelings for their mom. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But then when they go out into this world and they show their feelings, you got a man just like Kevin. I was watching Kevin Samuels one day.
Lord, the
And the
Godfather.
guy and the guy
God
and
rest his
and
soul.
some things I understand with him, but the guy called him and told him how he felt about him and the way he talked to black women. And Kevin
Okay.
Samuel said, "See, you telling me how you feel. You're not telling me what you think or what you know." He said, "You men don't say how they feel. Men say what they know. Men say what they think." He was like, "But you were saying men are not in, don't get in their feelings." He's telling this man, don't talk of men don't say how I feel like this. Men say I think this or I know this. So like
Right.
that's the way that y'all was taught. So you can't say how you have something made you feel as a man. You were taught to say what you think or what you know.
Right.
But
I
now
get it.
you got a
I get it.
woman who wants you to be open up to her and tell me how you feel. How do I make you feel? How are you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? Just talk to me. And then you say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm good." And then you go cry in the other room.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. I totally get what you're saying. I don't I think there's a place where you have to accept that that's just the way it is. And I think that's part of the frustration that I was alluding to earlier is because when you go and try to fight the nature of a man or nature of a woman, then you're going to end up, first of all, it's going to be a losing battle. Even if you succeed, you're going to lose because you have successfully changed the DNA of that person. So that person ain't even who God created. You know what I'm saying? So now you walking around with a Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? A monster. And you wondering still why is it that we don't have this good relationship Well, it's because you have not accepted that person as that person are. See, I believe in, man, just accept me. If you can't accept me as I am, then realize we should not be together and go ahead and move on to the one that matches your criteria. It's really that simple. Why do we stay
Can
in
I ask you a
relationship?
question?
Yes, go ahead.
So what when you get married, is that for better or for worse mean?
Yeah, man. I believe once you get married, man, the deal kind of goes off, man. You have to work you have to work your way through all of those issues at that point.
So if
Okay.
so I can have you, like he said, you can have me when I'm good, but you can't take me at my worst. So it can go like that as emotion. So you can come to me when you're good, but you can't come to me when you can come to me when you're at your best, but you can't come to me when you're at your worst.
So once again, you have to understand that the man, he's going to share those emotions with you. If you give him a safe place, he will share them. Now, he may not share them with you when you want him to, okay? Because a
Mm-hmm.
man we are predispositioned to step away and assess. Okay, so there's a process in to where we don't even understand what's going on. Okay, so what do? We say, okay, we in this place. It's an unfamiliar place. It's definitely a place that we don't like. So we're going to step away. We're going to assess the situation. We're going to come. We're going to get that information, and then we're going to go back out with a solution. At that point, man, you got all of them. You got all ears. You can ask him whatever you want to ask him. But the problem that women does, you trying to get him to give you something that he don't really have. Your timing is off.
Okay, but you can call your friend and talk and cry to him as soon as it happened. But women gotta wait for you to get on your right time for you to tell her when it happens.
So is it important? Is it important that you be first, or is it
Yes,
important? It is to
both.
you.
It's important. I feel like if you and so what if we sitting around the living room, your friend over there, and we
Mhm.
talking, y'all have it, and he's like, man, hey, so how did you hey, are you good now? You know what I'm saying? You handle whatever situation you was going through. And I'm
Mhm.
like, what situation? And you like, oh, I'll tell you later, baby. And then you break down and you tell me, and I'm like, well, why didn't you come to me? Like, why did I have to hear it from him before I heard it? Why didn't you trust me with it first? Like, I'm your mate, I'm your best friend, I'm your woman, I'm your wife, whatever it is. Why wouldn't you trust to come to me first? You was able to process it and tell it to him. I don't need a special way of you saying something to me. I don't need certain words. Tell me in the most layman terms that you can tell me, and then let me I can understand it to you. Just like you went and laid it out to your boy, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I'm having this situation at work. Man, they talking about laying me off and this and that and da da da. Same way you talk to him about it, you should be able, you can come to me and talk to me about it. Why do you trust him more than you trust me when I'm the one in the house with you? And if you're getting laid off, we the ones that got to come up with the solution. Your boy can't come up with the solution, and now you've been laid off for a whole week, and I didn't even know because you didn't know how to tell me, but you was able to tell your boy. And you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've been
Yeah.
holding this emotion from me, this feeling, this you've been holding this information from me so long because you didn't want to break down in front of me because
Yeah.
you didn't know how to process your feelings.
Right. So let me clear that up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, there you using, okay, process your feeling. I just want you to understand that one is not a shot at you, it's not a disrespect to you. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
not a disrespect to the wife. Okay. Um, a man was taught that um we have to have these answers. Okay, that it may be a situation where, I mean, well, just think about this. He's processing, he's looking for answers, he's looking for end result of the solution. There
Mm-hmm.
may be steps that he's going to take, or in that process, to where he's going to get a solution. When he get the solution, he's going to come to you. Now when he come to you, understand that he wants to come to you like he's Superman, Like,
Mm-hmm.
and he want to come to you. See, this is another thing that you really have to understand. See, men also know that there's a certain stance that we have to take when we're dealing with the woman. We have to have that statue of authority. We have to have that statue of, and I have it all together. It's kind of like, being on a plane, and that plane is experiencing some trouble, but you hear the pilot talking real calm, and you saying, man, this plane is going down, but he's saying, yes, we're going to just remain calm, and we're going to hit in a second. But so and you listening to him, you're like, this dude just said we about to crash, but he sounds so good because he was trained to say, listen, if I got on here and I showed panic, then the whole plane is going to panic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what that man is saying, listen, I don't want my family to panic. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get this information, and then I'm going to come back with a solution, and we're going to sit down at the table, and I'm going to show you my plan. That is going to be the sexiest thing that you're going to have, that you're going to get from your husband, because the other side, that in his mind, you're going to have, but baby, I don't know what I'm going to do. And listen, man, I done talked to too many women, too many men that say, listen, you ain't no real man. A man's supposed to be able to handle it. So yeah, forgive us for wanting to have a solution before we came. And really, once again, it ain't really got nothing to do with the fact that we don't trust you. It's got everything to do with the fact that we want to be able to come to you with a solution, opposed to coming to you with our problem.
Okay, you know the first question the woman gonna ask that man:
Okay.
why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you come to me? You know why? You didn't have to figure it all out by yourself. I know you wanted to, but you didn't have to. Why? How? And then it's questions now. Well, how long? How long?
All right,
We
Elvis.
gotta go to work now.
All
Good
right, be
night,
safe,
Elvis.
brother.
Thank you for tuning in. Be safe.
All
And
right.
he said, so it's going to be like, how long did you know this? How long had this been going on? So now we got questions. You came back with a solution to a problem we didn't know. The woman didn't know you had.
Well,
So
so
now,
if that's what you get from that, I
no,
don't.
I'm saying as a woman, women, if we're going to say you got a solution, great, but you figured out an issue that we didn't know you had. Meaning you didn't even, well, how come you didn't tell me? That's going to be the first one after you say, this happened, that happened, that happened. But you know what I'm saying? I figured it out. We're happy you figured it out. But we want to
So
know, how come
I,
you didn't tell me?
I really want you to think about what you just said. I
Mm-hmm.
really, I think, if I wish we had just an instant replay, because I really want you to think about what you said. You're telling me that if a man came to you with a solution to a problem, then
Mm-hmm.
your question would be, why is it that you didn't come to me with the problem?
It's
That's your
going to
main
say,
concern?
what that's going to be the natural reaction is, because you come to me and
Mm.
say, baby, my job had laid me off last week.
But I got a
But
job today.
I got a job today.
Okay.
I'm glad you got a job, babe. But why didn't you tell me last week that you got laid off? That's going
Cause
to be the question. Because
okay,
now we're going to be like, why did you keep that from me?
okay. So when he say, okay, let's just role play that. Do y'all
Mm-hmm.
mind? Let's just role play that. Okay, so I'm gonna come to you with this scenario, and then we're gonna just do back and forth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, babe, listen. I didn't want to tell you this, but last week I got laid off. Hey, don't listen. Don't worry about it, because today I secured a job. Not only did I secure a job, it's paying me more than I was making before. I got better hours, and now I got
Now
weekends
you
off, so we
sprucing it all up.
because
You sprucing it
I'm
all
coming
up,
to
putting
you with
all
a
the
solution.
sauce on it to
Hey,
where it's like it's not. Ain't no way I
hey,
can say
I
what I
told
want
you
to say. You messed
I'm
up the
coming
whole
hard.
role play.
I
You
did my
messed up the whole
homework.
role
You know
play.
what I'm
You can't
saying?
spruce it up like that. You cheating. You cheating.
Yeah, I'm
You
cheating.
cheating.
Oh, it's because it's looking good, ain't it? Ooh, wee, baby.
Yeah, so
Because
you ain't say all that. You
I told you a solution. I ain't tell you how good the solution was. Now it's time for me to tell you how good it is because I did my
now
work,
you
baby.
supposed to say, "Hey, babe, I got laid off last week,
And I don't know what
but
to
now
do.
I found a job today." And I was supposed to say, "You messed with the whole script. You cannot act in my movie." Let me and I was supposed to say, "Why didn't you? I'm glad you found a job, but why didn't you tell me last week when you got laid off?" Now start from there with all the juice.
Okay. Okay, so I didn't tell you last week because I didn't want to bother you. I didn't want to come to you and not know and not have a plan. Listen, you got a lot of things on your plate. You know, I know that you got things going on at your job. You got the kids that and all that type stuff. I wanted to make sure that I had a plan before I brought this up to you. Now, if it would have went on anything longer than what it did, trust me, I would have came and told you.
Okay, but I mean, glad you got a job, but can you
Well,
just
thank you,
let
babe.
me
I
know
appreciate
next
your support.
time when something like this happen, trust to come to me as soon as it happened so that I won't, you never know. I might have could have got I know you didn't want me to help you find a job, but you never know who I know where you could have, I could have helped in some kind of way. Just
That
next time, just tell me. Don't
and
be
no
keeping up.
problem, no problem.
I'm going
Hopefully, it won't
crazy.
be the next time. But you know, I got you. I know since it bothered you so much. Listen. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know first.
Great. And on that note, we've always run past the time. We always miss our keeping the bag and our beauty hack. It's like we got to get those segments in. The conversation be so deep. Like sometimes I don't be wanting to end it or whatever because they go so one way and then they go another way. Then they back here again in another way. But you know,
It's
you
all
got to
good.
end.
It's good.
It got to end.
I'm totally enjoying it. I'm totally
I am
enjoying it.
enjoying it. I'm enjoying it too. And we can always, we can reach back into it. I don't know if you want to go into your keeping the bag or you want to keep that bag for next week.
You know what?
Or,
Let me keep it for next week.
okay.
Because it'll be just as good next week, and we can
Okay.
we can go ahead with.
I've been keeping my beauty hack for the past 2 weeks now too. But yeah, but we will continue this next week. And it's like this conversations like this can never get boring, could never, it's always added on when relationships. There's
Absolutely.
so many different opinions, so many different views, so many different topics. So we definitely going to continue next week.
I do want to
So
say this if I can.
yes, of course, closing.
Thank you. Okay, so when it comes to relationships, and I know we've been going deep into a lot of these relationships. I do want to just kind of just add in or reiterate the fact that the whole purpose of these conversations is to make us stronger.
Mm-hmm.
When Soso and I started this, we had a purpose, and we realized, really not even really knowing each other prior. Really, we don't have no prior, friendship, businessship, or whatever you want to call it, other than this that we just started. But we realized that we both had a heart for the people. We both had a heart for relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
when we decided to do this, it was almost as if, it was like, I'll just say a match made in heaven, because
Mm-hmm.
God, he put us together, and the whole purpose of this is to make us stronger, to make us better. We're going to see difference of opinion. We're going to have those opinions, different opinions, but what I want everybody to know is that it's going to take that, because the conversation is needed. And
Mhm.
if we will allow ourselves to be challenged, I believe so that through that challenge, we're going to be better hims, better hers, better
Mhm.
she's, better he's, better husbands, better wives. Yeah, when it's all said and done.
I believe it too. And I ain't gonna lie, I do learn a lot from this. Like I'll take this and like even when I'm dating, like I kind of take some of the conversations we have. I mean, I know I go back and forth with y'all too sometimes just for good content. But like but I do like listening, like I do kind of take it some things from it, you know what I'm saying? I because honestly, after we have this conversation, when we get off, I think about the conversation. Sometimes I'll
Mhm.
go back and I'll replay the conversation. And so, and I'll listen to it, you know, because sometimes when I'm engaged in conversations, like I miss some things, you know, and so I'll go back and I'll watch it, and I'm like, you know, okay, yeah, that can, you know, that can be true, or that, you know, that's probably the reason why, and things like that. So I do take from these conversations, also personally me, and so hopefully, you know, you all out there are also taking from it, and like we said, if it's ever you want to come in and join in on the conversation, just let us know and we'll send you the link, just like Terrence did. And you can join in on it. And Latoya, thank you so much for sharing this conversation on your page. We really appreciate that. And we just always ask that you all just share these conversations and share
Absolutely.
our live with Eric and SoSo page also, where you can see like other content and whenever we're coming back on. So
And Latoya, we're not that delicate, okay? We're
yes, they
not that
are.
delicate. Yeah. See, that's a secret. First of all, don't tell our secrets, okay? Some things we want to be, we want to be men of steel. So we can't get out that we're that
Mm.
delicate.
How many times Amanda?
Woo.
What's
Man, that hurt. Oh man.
But yeah, but Eric, as usual, I appreciate you, and you know, I
Well,
love you,
thank
brother,
you.
and I really enjoy. I'm just really happy that we did start this because I enjoy it. I look forward to Thursday evenings.
I do
Um,
too.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. I think we should start at 8 o'clock though for now on. But
Okay. You know what? It's not. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Because we hey,
Oh, and
can I can I
also, yeah,
can I give you a transparent moment?
uh-huh.
Okay, so so I had to work in a different city today. It was like 2 hours away. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you text and say, hey, I'm running late, I was literally getting off the interstate, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, yes. So and I was like, man, I had everything set up to be here, and I ran into traffic, all of that stuff. But I said I wasn't gonna see. That's how I processed it. I said I wasn't gonna call her, but you was right on time. You gave me that out, and that's why I appreciate you.
Hey guys, tune into Rejoice 102.3 FM. If you're in your car, if you have a radio, and if you don't, go to www.rejoice102.com. I am on air literally right now on the gospel station on rejoice102.com. Come and listen to me. I am talking about knowing your gift and making your gift your career and becoming successful off your gift. You don't got to be
Awesome.
passionate about it, but if you something you can do and you know you're good at it and people love it, sell it. Make it make it a business.
I love it. I
Period.
love it. I'm tuning in right now.
Tune in www.rejoice102.com.
.com. Awesome.
The
I got
Nightly
it.
Praise Show.
Well, I appreciate you. Hey,
And
once again, a successful show. And
yes.
guys, we are signing out. We'll be back. I guess it's fair to say 8 o'clock next
We'll be back
Thursday.
next Thursday at
Thursday.
8 p.m. CST.
All right. That's
Central
it.
Standard Time.
It's official. Hey, good night, everybody. Love you
Night,
guys.
everyone. Wait, did I end it?